A former Arkansas police chief already in prison faces charges regarding a different case. Find out how he pled this morning in Benton County Court.
And Arkansas County joins the rest of the state in a lawsuit against opioid manufacturers. Learn why the state made claims against the drug suppliers.
After a train-related death this weekend, find out how you can stay safe on this particular crosswalk behind me. UATV starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to UATV News. I'm Drew Smith.
And I'm Clarissa Bustamante. Thanks for tuning in. Well, a train near campus strikes and kills a local man.
Saturday night, Riley O'Mara died after the train near MLK Boulevard struck and killed him. The 31-year-old from Bella Vista got the attention of Fayetteville police by walking down the tracks that night. EMS responders took O'Mara to Washington Regional, where he died from his injuries.
We now go live on Dixon with UATV's Seth Campbell, who tells of the importance of train safety. Seth?
Thanks, guys. After that death y'all were talking about earlier, I decided to take a closer look at train safety here in Northwest Arkansas.
Trains travel 23 miles per hour. You know, it's kind of hard to, you think that someone would be able to get out of the way.
For most in Fayetteville, this is a common noise. But what isn't as common is train-related accidents.
I can remember maybe 3 instances in my 15 years here where someone has been struck by the train.
But that shouldn't stop pedestrians from looking both ways before they cross the tracks. It takes a train about a mile to stop. That's the distance from Baum Stadium to the Hyper Building. But being run over isn't the only problem for pedestrians or drivers. Train cars like this one right here can extend up to 3 feet beyond the railroad ties, meaning if you're off the tracks, it doesn't mean you're safe. Murphy says when it comes to railroad crossings, just be wise.
I would say just use some common sense. Don't be walking down the middle of the train tracks. Definitely don't be walking on the tracks after you've been drinking. Don't walk on the tracks, period. I mean, it's against the law and it's not safe.
I talked to Murphy about what the Fayetteville Police Department does about this particular crosswalk on Dixon Street during events. He said that the department will put extra officers around the area to make sure that people are aware of trains coming. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Seth Campbell.
Railroad tracks sit on private property. This means anyone caught playing on them could pay a trespassing fine.
A former Arkansas police chief pleads not guilty to raping a local teacher. This morning, Grant Hardin met with a judge regarding the 1997 rape case of a Rogers teacher.
Hardin's charges include 3 counts of rape, 1 count of kidnapping, and 1 count of sexual abuse. Hardin currently serves a prison sentence for fatally shooting James Appleton last year.
The last Arkansas county joins a statewide lawsuit against opioid manufacturers. Pulaski County agreed to join the suit over the weekend.
The state claims the defendants, more than 50 drug manufacturers, concealed or misrepresented the harmful and addictive properties of the medications they made.
Man, the Easter Bunny needed more than just fur to stay warm yesterday.
Yeah, Drew, the weather doesn't feel like spring, but hopefully UATV's Ashlyn Grace can tell us when we'll start seeing the warm-up soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That's what I'm saying. Poor Easter Bunny. Hopefully he got the memo that it was going to be some icky weather and he actually planted those eggs inside. But as we take a look at the weather, it is more rain this week, which is a little bit of a problem because the campus buildings are continuing to receive some damage and some leakage, as well as the roads and flooding. So hopefully throughout the week we'll be able to see some sunshine, which looks like we will. On Monday, we have a low of 34 with a high of 52 and some rain like we experienced today. Moving on to Tuesday, we have a low of 59 with a high of 62 with some scattered thunderstorms. But don't worry, you guys can carry around that umbrella, carry around the rain jacket, keep that on you at all times. Moving on to Wednesday, the peak of the week, literally and figuratively, because yes, it is the highlight of my week. Sunny, sunshine. I'm happy. Moving on to Thursday, we have a low of 34 with a high of 62. With some clouds, but hey, that's better than rain. Moving on to Friday, though, we do have a low of 36 with a high of 42. So not as bad as today, but again, guys, it is going to be rainy. So keep that umbrella handy at all times. Now, guys, I think that what you need to really take into account is the fact that, you know, Wednesday is one of those days that you really need to appreciate, because we don't get that much here in Arkansas, especially with those April showers. And as you can see, those April showers will turn into Mayflowers, or that is the hope. So guys, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to that May weather coming up here. What do you guys think? Back to you at the desk.
Several construction projects across campus make progress. The completion will take place this year on some of them. UATV's Savannah Skidmore is live to tell us how a small new building just south of campus will make a big impact on the band.
That's right, Drew. With so much construction on campus, it can be hard to keep up with what's what. You may find yourself driving by a structure going up and have no idea what its purpose is going to be. This one right behind me is being built for the Razorback Marching Band. The best in sight and sound, as they're called, create spectacular formations during Razorback football games, but when they're not performing on the field, they're practicing here in Baum Stadium parking lot. They made the switch from lot 56 last semester to this lot, and while it's been more convenient for some reasons, athletic band director Ben Lorenzo tells me it's been a struggle to transport all of their heavy equipment and instruments from campus down here to this lot for rehearsals. They've had to carry all of that equipment, and this building will solve that problem. One band member says the building is more than just storage for them, though.
We really enjoy getting to serve the university in this aspect with music, and so we're really grateful to have the support back from the university with all the hours that we put in, and so we're really thankful for that. And so it's really awesome that they're building that shed for us.
The building will include 2 bathrooms as well for the band to use during practices, and it should be finished during May or June. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Savannah Skidmore.
You can still park in Baum Stadium parking lot. The section that the band practices on is just blocked off during their sessions.
A rooted Fayetteville tradition lands the city a nationwide list. For the 23rd year in a row, Fayetteville earned the title of USA Tree City for the amount of trees per capita. The Parks and Rec Department celebrated by planting 70 trees in and around Wilson Park.
The Division of Student Affairs invites students to register to attend the Women's Empowerment Conference. Bree Newsom, the keynote speaker for the conference, first gained national attention for a daring act of peaceful disobedience. The conference will take Friday and Saturday in the Union.
Tensions rise between 2 of the world's largest economies. Find out how China's government responds to President Trump.
Stay tuned after the break to see how university programs is spotlighting social issues.
Yale's is fresh at its best. Quality is essential for our success, and of course, and we try to focus on that and making sure that every bite that you take out of our tacos is going to actually transport you to the different regions of Mexico in an instant. The street tacos that you will find in Yale's are top quality. We utilize local sustainable practices for our farming operations. So our cilantro, our spring onions, our lettuce, pretty much all the ingredients that you find with us are fresh. You should come to eat at Yayo's because we are Mexico's simple food in Northwest Arkansas.
Our doors are open to everyone. We have everything from professional lifters to casual lifters. The idea is to take that stigma that these old school gyms are an intimidating environment and change that, because they're the exact opposite. We can offer people dietary advice to help them achieve their goals that way. Lifting advice as far as how they train. And I treat all my clients the same way. I treat them like athletes. So we all train the same way in here. We're a real gym. We want everybody to know that yes, yeah, we got weights here, and yeah, we got loud music here, but you know, those things aren't bad. It's, you know, it's actually a motivating environment.
Freedom is a beautiful thing, and you should never take your First Amendment rights for granted. But the act of expressing your deepest beliefs and challenging the deepest beliefs of others, that's called bravery. We are free, so let's be brave.
Welcome back to UATV News. I'm Samson Temajani. Let's take a look at what's happening around the world. China's government released a statement about the addition of tariffs on around $3 billion worth of U.S. imports. Beijing says it made the new sanctions in response to President Trump's tariffs on imports from China and other countries. Some experts fear a trade war could result from the escalating tensions between the two countries. The university programs shows off a new art exhibit. The main goal is to mesmerize audiences. That is not all that is on the agenda, though. UATV's Tyler Phillips is live with more.
Students see political and social issues portrayed in art every day. It could be a song that you hear, a movie that you see, or a t-shirt that you wear. University programs art galleries are no exception. The Ann Cottrell Art Gallery Committee at the University Programs aims to create awareness through art for social and political issues relevant to students, faculty, and the Northwest Arkansas Committee. This month, Earth Day is the main focus. The committee is bringing awareness to this holiday by spotlighting Jason Messier, who creates his artwork with all natural or recycled products like this macaroni Mona Lisa. UP tries to exhibit both professionals and students' work.
I think it awares them of what's going on in the world, like Earth Day. And then the other reason would just be for pure entertainment. You know, some students really like to look at art. It also inspires them.
And remember, students can catch that fine art at the Ann Cottrell Art Gallery in the Union from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. from now until the end of the month. For UATV, I'm Tyler Phillips.
Thank you, Tyler. Anyone may attend the art exhibits hosted by university programs. The university commemorates a great American life with a day of peace. This Wednesday, students can access different live streams of several events going on across the country honoring the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. At 6:01, the bells of Old Main will ring 39 times, once for each year of his life. Elsewhere, today marks the 11th anniversary of World Autism Awareness Day. According to the Autism Speaks website, hundreds of landmarks, buildings, and communities plan to light up blue in recognition of people living with autism. To increase understanding and acceptance, autism-friendly events take place around the world all month long. The University of Arkansas joins leaders nationwide by hosting an event in honor of National Service Recognition Day. This day highlights the impact of AmeriCorps and Senior Corps on community challenges. The event activities recognize the positive impact of national service, thank those who serve, and encourage citizens who give back. University students represent the School of Law in 2 national competitions this week. The Appellate Advocacy team will compete in Washington, D.C., while the Transactional Law team competes in New York City. The competition requires students to use their knowledge of law in real-life situations. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at things going on around the world. I'm Samson Temajani. Stay tuned to UATV.
Storms continue to brew in Fayetteville. Find out how you can prepare for severe weather.
Well, we know that the NWA continues to experience showers, but what about the rest of the state or the country? Your national weather forecast coming up after the break.
whatever.
We can't see everything.
Some things are invisible.
Our bodies are made up of over 7 billion atoms, but we can't see them.
Our lives revolve around time, but none of us can physically see it.
Oxygen is essential for every breath, but it's never been seen.
We can feel the wind, but can't see exactly where it's going or where it's been.
And half of all college students are infected with some form of an STD, but you can't see that either. STDs like gonorrhea and chlamydia can go undetected until you are tested.
Be responsible for your health. Get tested today.
Well, welcome back to UATV. This is Ashlyn Grace Brothers here with your national weather forecast for this evening. Let's take a look at this nation. Okay, so in Arkansas, 54 degrees as of right now, and as we look to the north, we do have those teens, 20s, maybe up to 30s, but we've got this kind of north and south divide as we saw in weeks past, with the south being, you know, a little bit warmer, some 60s, some 70s, maybe even getting up into the 80s. Moving on to our next map, we do have a -4 degree change overall, so that means decreased by 4 degrees in the last 24 hours. So, but if you look to the northwest corner where we're located, it seems that it's actually increased a little bit, maybe 2 to 3 degrees overall in the last 24 hours. Moving on to our next map, this is our current surface area map, and as you can see, we've got a low front coming in from the south, so be aware of that. You may experience some colder temperatures. So make sure that you stay safe out there with that conditioning weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Recent severe weather throughout northwest Arkansas led to road closures and damage across the region. Spring brings more severe weather due to the combination of warm and cold fronts. Knowing what severe weather looks like before it happens can help with overall safety during a storm.
We train storm spotters to recognize those things, to report those things, to help us issue better warnings, to help the emergency manager folks in the community to make decisions. So it's important to try to filter through the stuff that looks scary versus the stuff that really is scary.
Information on road conditions during severe weather can be found at idrivearkansas.com.
This past weekend, 6 local parks opened fully to the public. Those include Prairie Creek Campground, History Creek Park, Lost Bridge North Campground, Dam Lights Lake Campground, Dam Site River Campground, and Horseshoe Bend Campground. Some available park amenities include showers, hot water, and flushing toilets.
The City of Fayetteville needs volunteer artists to paint 3 utility boxes. The Box Art program, started by the Keep Fayetteville Beautiful Committee, accepts proposals from all artists. Some suggested themes from the committee include recycling, Fayetteville history, and nature. They say to send in your proposal by Friday, April 13th, no later than 5.
Well, the NCAA tonight, when we come back, our sports team will analyze the championship matchup.
And the Razorback baseball team continues SEC play, what the team needs to do to stay in the top 5.
Boxy is a subscription box service. So you go online and you order a box of toys and treats for a cat or a dog, and every box that you get, we send one to a shelter. And in that shelter box will have toys and treats and also supplies that the shelter needs. We pack all of our boxes ourselves. We hand select all of the products that we put in it, and a lot of time and care goes into making sure that each box is tailored to your pet. We've got boxes for small dogs, medium, large dogs. Don't just spoil your own pets, but also pets in the community that are in need as well. We're trying our hardest to give back to our communities that have made us successful. And one of the ways that we let you give back to your communities is through Boxy. You can actually go to the shelter and see the impact that you have had on the shelter pets. And that's huge.
This is UATV.
Hello and good evening, sports fans. I'm your host with debatably the most, Chris Zahn, and tonight I'm joined by Nick Bravo, and we're going to be talking March Madness Championship and a little bit of Arkansas baseball. So Nick, first of all, thank you for joining me. And so we got Michigan, Villanova. Give me a rundown of each team, what you like, what you don't like, and give me a prediction.
This matchup is going to be a really, really good matchup in that you've got Villanova's offense, which is arguably one of the best in the nation, hitting over 40% of the three-pointers, and everyone on their team can shoot threes. And then you've got Michigan, and then they can lock down on defense, shut you down, force you inside the lane, force you to drive the hoop, and not allow those easy threes. So it's going to be a good matchup. But I think some key players to watch are going to be Jalen Brunson, who is the Naismith Player of the Year for Villanova, averaging 19.2 points a game, 4.7 assists, and he's shooting 41% from three. And then you've got Moritz Wagner, 14.6 and 7 rebounds a game. So
absolutely, I'm going to agree with you on that. Michigan has a very, very stingy defense. But Villanova's offense is absolutely Brobdingnagian. It's massive. And so I'm expecting them to put up big points, but I personally have Nova getting the win. You?
I do too, as does ESPN. ESPN has them at a 79.8% chance to win, and I've got Nova winning 86-79.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to a little baseball we'll go from the court to the diamond. So, Nick, Arkansas just faced off against Ole Miss. And what do you think of that whole series, and what are you looking for that Arkansas needs to stay in the top 5?
Arkansas had started the series out fantastic. They'd won the first game pretty handily, 6-4. They came out there. They'd shown who they were. They had a rain delay right through the middle of the game, which kind of slowed them down a little bit. But they came out firing on all cylinders, and they showed out pretty well. But then the last two games in the series, they'd lost in each by one run. So they didn't perform well, and I think that they could perform better. Areas they need to improve is clutch hitting, play discipline, and then bullpen. They just struggled there.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for sports. Nick, I'd like to thank you for joining me. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at UATV Sports for all the latest and greatest updates. When we come back, we'll have one last look at your weather. For UATV, I'm Chris Zahn.
A lot of us come into college not really sure of what we want to do. You don't really know what path you need to take, and I feel a lot of us feel like that, taking one step or the other. We feel unsure about a lot of things. And somebody advised me to go to the Career Development Center and get connected with a coach. So I did. Hey, Brittany. How are you? She was able to give me resources such as a negotiation workshop, resume workshops, as well as complete mock interviews. You're able to sit down with a professional and they give you feedback on how you're doing, how your responses are, and what you need to work on as well. I do believe that the Career Development Center is a great resource for students because you learn all of those soft skills that you don't necessarily learn in the classroom. I was fortunate enough to get an internship with Cameron. I got a co-op with Walmart International and then Walmart Logistics Engineering, which led me to my current position at Sam's Club. I definitely believe that the Career Development Center and the Career Track Razorback program help students develop into the professional they need to become regardless of whatever major they have chosen.
Tango Press is a place where customers can come and realize their dreams about their packaging, starting from scratch, just an idea, and ending up with completed packaging that they can get to the marketplace in a very short period of time. It's a company, a place where innovation happens, where ideas can come to life. One of the things that we want to be different about Tango Press is that we want to love on our customers and we want to be able to help them solve the problems that they have with their packaging or their products. The main thing that makes us different is we're independent. We're not owned by a conglomerate or an integrated company when it comes to corrugated, so we're free to serve everybody at the same level and give everyone the most excellent service possible.
We built the business to be an innovation center for people to bring good ideas and for us to bring them to life. So that's an interesting aspect of the business that you can't really find anyplace else. We built the business with the expectation of heavy degrees of involvement with our customers. It's a very iterative process for us. So there's a high degree of innovation and interaction with our customers, and that's not typically found in the traditional printing industry today.
Well, welcome back to UATV. This is your weather case by case with Ashlyn Grace. Now, today was a little bit chilly, so as you can see, hence this jacket and shirt and pants, but there is a common trend here. I am wearing all blue in support of autism awareness. Let's take a look at your hour by hour for tomorrow, Taco Tuesday. At 9 a.m. we have 61 degrees, so it's pretty warm. It is cloudy outside, but hey, that's better than rain. Moving on to 3 p.m. we have 54 degrees, so it's kind of going downhill from there, but it is cloudy. At 10 p.m. we have 41 degrees, and it is clear outside, so make sure you have that jacket handy, but try to enjoy the nice, relatively nice weather out there and enjoy this beautiful, long-lived university. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ashlyn. Well, tomorrow, the University of Arkansas turns 147.
And for the third year in a row, the University of Arkansas will celebrate its birthday in a big way by hosting an online day of giving starting on April 4th. This party with a purpose unites those who love Arkansas all around the world in an epic outpouring of support and display of U of A pride.
Wow, that sounds like so much fun. I can't wait till that happens. Well, that'll do it for tonight on UATV. I'm Clarissa Bustamante.
And I'm Drew Smith.
Well,
that was good.
There it goes. That's fine. We're still